Yo, what's up guys? The Insane Game Freak here to talk about this Nintendo affiliate thing that has gone over the internet and has such a ridiculous knee-jerk reaction. It is fucking insane. Now, to state my piece and to kind of explain what this whole thing is that Nintendo of Japan, I believe, announced that they're going to be doing some type of YouTube network in which if you, it's pretty much, it's like making a Nintendo YouTube network. It's kind of like something like Full Screen or Maker, something along those lines, or TGN, where, you know, Nintendo and Google take money from the YouTuber for Nintendo-related videos, or just, I don't even, see, that's the thing. We don't, and this kind of gets into the rage I'm having with this, is that this is, we don't know enough about this fucking program. I'm actually looking up right now as I'm talking. We don't know enough about this fucking program to really fucking get a general idea of how this is gonna work, because they haven't explained anything. They just gave like a general statement and that was it. But here, let me read it. Nintendo has been permitting the use of Nintendo copyright materials and videos on YouTube under appropriate circumstances. Advertisements may accompany those videos, and in keeping with the previous policy that the revenue is shared between YouTube and Nintendo. In addition, those who want to use the material more proactively, we are preparing an affiliate program in which a portion of the advertising profit is given to the creator. Details about this affiliate program will be announced in the future. Now, when I first read that, I thought this was a pretty cool middle ground, because it's essentially you're just network partnering with YouTube instead of just a third party company. And considering some people are Nintendo only YouTubers, this seemed like a good middle ground for those people, because instead of networking with, I don't know, like IGN or TGN or like Full Screen or some shit, you could just do it with Nintendo exclusively, especially if you're the type of channel that makes a Nintendo exclusive content in the first place. Now, here's the thing that pisses me off. People have already raged and spazzed and said, fuck this idea, and that it's a cash grab, and Nintendo's being greedy, based on that dialogue I just read. Because they got out of that Nintendo is going to flag any video that isn't a part of this Nintendo affiliate program. They got out of this that, Nintendo is going to, file copyright claims or ID or content ID strikes. There's a whole bunch of speculation about what Nintendo's going to do. And that in itself is the fucking problem. That people are raging about this, not knowing anything but what I just previously read to you. Which was a direct quote from it was from the Nintendo of America's Twitter, I think. Or just a PR person from Nintendo of America. See, here's the thing. You don't even know who the fuck this affects. People are just kind of like throwing out that, oh, this is just Nintendo videos in general. You don't know that! And yes, I'm going to be more... part of this rant will be more directed towards the people against this, because they don't know any fucking thing, and yet they act like they know what the fuck they're talking about, when they only know that little bit of piece of information that Nintendo has divulged. You don't know if they're going to file copyright on videos that aren't a part of this affiliate program. That would mean that every Nintendo video now would be getting copyright claimed, which I don't think is the case, considering they sent Mario Kart 8 out early to people to talk and make videos about the game. I think there were some stipulations, like they could only make 5 videos, and each video could only be like 5 minutes worth of gameplay footage. Why the fuck would they do that if they're gonna just flag anyone who isn't a part of this Nintendo network bullshit? Why do this whole Smash Brothers thing and do this whole digital event thing? People keep saying that, oh, Nintendo's backwards because they don't know how to handle, because they can't approach the internet in the right way. In terms of their console, you can make that argument to an extent, but they've been pushing the internet a lot recently, if anyone's noticed. Just the Nintendo Directs in themselves. People held that whole Evo shit against them when they were like, oh, you can't use the Evo stuff, which I actually found out from, I was listening to a Live and Level podcast with Triforce Johnson. I found out that whole Evo situation wasn't even due to Nintendo just being anti, consumer. That was because they didn't get notified of anything until like the last minute, and they didn't know what the fuck was going on. Therefore, they took it down because they didn't know anything. And then once it was explained to them later, they, allowed them to do that. Why go through all this trouble to push the internet if they're going to just copyright every fucking thing? And see, that's the fucking funny part of it all. It's not even like they're taking down the videos or ruining promotion. They're just putting advertisements on. Now, yeah, here we go to the whole gray area of, YouTube is my job. Therefore, it's more important for me to have more money because this is my livelihood. And I can understand that. But here's my question. You don't even know how this will affect you, period. You don't know if Nintendo's going to flag your video just because you're not a part of their network. You don't know any fucking thing but that fucking quote they gave you, and you have flown off the deep end and just went to the worst case scenario. And see, that pisses me off because they just jump to fucking conclusions. This, at the very worst, this could just end up being kind of a neutral thing. Nintendo's just another fucking network. Also, this idea that I've heard floating around about how anyone who would join this network, it would essentially be one of those, pretty much their opinion on games would be invalid because it would feel like they were bought. Oh my lord. So, considering they're treating the Nintendo affiliate program as if it's a sponsorship, they're essentially saying sponsorships are bought. Meaning any of you motherfuckers who have taken sponsorships, which some of you have because you get money from the company, that means your opinion is bought on certain products. And what also aggravates me is that, so your opinion isn't bought when you get money from a third-party company that allows you to use the footage for the games that you play, but it's bought when the company that you're directly using the game footage from and is directly paying you for it, then it's bought. Look, so your opinion, the only difference is that your opinion isn't directly bought. It's just indirectly bought. Oh, that's great. That's great, folks. And people go, what are you talking about? Well, think about it this way. When a game that sucks, and you go out of your way to make a video on a game that has been known to suck, do people call that, call that being bought? Because it's the whole concept that you're making videos for money, and yet you want to act like that you're morally higher because you're not a part of the network that actually made the game. But you're still getting paid to talk shit or to praise a game regardless. I don't understand what the difference is, except for that it's just not the company directly doing it. Also, there was something Boogie said in his video that pissed me the fuck off. He said that Nintendo was ambushing you with Mario Kart 8 because of that whole, if you use Mario Kart TV to upload gameplay footage, which, by the way, is a 30-second to a minute-and-a-half clip of highlights from a race, mind you, that if you upload that game, if you upload a highlight like that it would get advertisements on it, and that's not fair. Boogie, you have to understand, it's not even, there's no commentary on that. It's a minute and a half. Why would you need to monetize that? Why would you monetize that to begin with? Well, no, that's a lie. Let me rephrase that, because money is money, If you can make money off of something, people will fucking do it. I don't understand how the fuck that's wrong. There's no commentary over the footage. We're talking about directly from Mario Kart 8 to fucking YouTube, and it's just a fucking video of the clips of the gameplay. How in the fuck is that justified in you being able to make money off of that? Even people who argue the copyright thing, at the very least, you should be doing some type of commentary. Get the fuck out of here with that. It's this knee-jerk reaction that pisses me off. It's the fact that you don't know anything and you're just throwing out accusations like you know something and you don't. And the whole thing about how it's not benefiting them, and you know what makes me mad is that no one understands why they're doing this, but they just assume that they're doing it for the wrong reasons. Oh yeah, and let me bring up the money argument about, oh, Nintendo must be really hurting for the Wii U. Yes, even though they announced like a few months ago, I don't know if it's been probably about a month or two at the very least, that they are no longer selling the Wii U at a loss. So they're not losing money. They have enough extra money to the point in which you can buy Mario Kart 8, and for like 2 months straight, you can then download a free game with the purchase of Mario Kart 8 with no extra charge. But they're hurting for money, which would be a justification for this affiliate program. They're not embracing the internet, even though they're doing digital events. They're going to be live streaming the full 3 days of E3, the Smash Brothers Invitational Tournament, the Nintendo Directs have been going on for like the last, 2 years? But, oh, no, they can't embrace the internet. As I say, if you're talking about the home console itself, okay, that's a different story. The home console has its problems in terms of internet and online features. But if you don't know much, and you don't understand why would you jump to accusations, especially when not all the details are out there for you? I could understand if all the details were out, and it was just kind of like, yeah, this sounds really fucking shitty. But people are literally taking this little tiny paragraph and running wild with this shit. And then the other thing, now this is subjective, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it anyway, about how this is going to hurt Nintendo as a company, because their games aren't going to get as much coverage. Okay. Quick question. How many Nintendo games get that much coverage now? I'm just curious. I am legitimately curious. How many YouTube channels, hardcore YouTube channels, give Nintendo games that much coverage to begin with? Even during the Wii era, how many Nintendo games got that much coverage? If we had to sit here and section off how many of those games got coverage, and I'm talking about like full games, like new full games, not many of them. Let's just be honest. Also, let's go ahead and bring up the whole, well, we're doing this, it's free advertisement. No, you're encouraging people to play the game. You're not encouraging them to buy it new. People do understand the free advertisements only work under... Now listen, I'm not saying there isn't validity in that. I'm just saying, don't act like it's a totally noble cause. Don't even act like that's your intention. Your intention may be to promote the game, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're promoting it through legal revenue. Let me guess. A lot of people who do this shit don't necessarily say how and where you should buy the game. They just say, oh, you should play this game. So that means some people who are encouraged to do this may end up, I don't know, torrenting the game, emulating the game, buying the game used. Just because you're promoting the game doesn't mean you're promoting it to help Nintendo. It doesn't directly help Nintendo. Don't act like it does. Now, what you could argue is that it does help sometimes, and that it does help promote new fans of future franchises. That means when the next game of that franchise comes out, they're more inclined to buy it new. I don't have a problem with you arguing that it has its importance, but don't fucking sit there and act like it's a noble crusade, because people don't cheat the system all the time. If you can cheat the system, you'll do it. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just human nature. People tend to do it the easy way instead of doing it the fair way, because you can get away with doing it the easy way. Then people don't give a fuck. So don't sit here and say, oh, because it's free advertisement. Yeah, for people to illegally torrent it, or to buy it used, or to just rent it. Not all of the options. Not this whole free promotion doesn't automatically guarantee Nintendo money. You know what it guarantees? It guarantees that the game will be played. Doesn't really say much in the future, though. It has, as I said, it has the possibility to do that, like everything else. But it's not a fucking, it's not just a purely positive thing. We're giving free advertisement. Yeah. That's it. You're just advertising the game. You're not advocating them to buy it new. You're not advocating them to support Nintendo. You're just advocating that they play the game. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters in that fucking video or that Let's Play. And this thing has the potential to be very helpful to Nintendo only channels. especially if it has the added bonus of other partner networks in which you can have free promotion, because that means that smaller Nintendo only channels that wouldn't normally get any focus now get focus. I hate this concept that this is a purely negative thing when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And when I say you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, I mean you don't know the fine line details of this. You know a general idea from a tiny paragraph that was said. That's it. You know nothing else. You know none of the specifics, and it pisses me off, man. As I said, this has the potential to be very bad. I'm not even saying none of your points are people's points about this being a bad idea are completely invalid. I'm just saying, if you can't look at the other side of the coin and understand why they're fucking doing this without saying some really vague ass baseless claim that doesn't even make sense with their fucking pattern, you just come off as what people like to call nowadays a hater. I hate that term, but that's what people like to say, hater. You wanna know why you come off as a hater? Because you're just fucking saying things without any real base of claim of it. And then you're misleading people by saying things that you don't even know to be true. This affiliate program has the potential to be a cool idea and to work really well, and to connect Nintendo closer to its core fan base. At the same time, it also has the potential to fuck everything over. But you won't know that until you know more about the specifics of it. And instead of running around like a fucking bunch of chickens with your head cut off and just making baseless assumptions based on a tiny ass paragraph, mind you, I keep reiterating this so people fucking understand. You don't know barely anything. You just know it's going to work somewhat similar to a YouTube network. You don't know how this is going to affect other people's videos who aren't affiliated. You don't know how this affects people who are affiliated. You don't know shit except for it's going to work somewhat similar to a YouTube network in which you join the program, your videos are able to be run, and you're able to get revenue off of them. It's just that you're doing it directly through Nintendo instead of a third-party company. And what I also find insanely ridiculous is that this shit is okay if it's running through fucking, I don't know, a third-party company like Fullscreen or Maker or TGN, but if it's running from the company directly, it's a fucking problem. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. But then again, people bring up something that they don't even know is a fact yet. Oh, they're flagging everyone who isn't a part of it. You don't know that. That's just an assumption you're making. That's why I say I'm middle ground, because I don't know. But I'm getting more on the people who disagree with this shit, because you guys aren't even being logical about it. You don't even understand why they're doing it in the first place, and you're making baseless assumptions, not even looking at the company as a whole. And then people go, why does Nintendo keep trying to exclude itself out of the gaming and out of the modern gaming industry? Because the modern gaming industry is full of a bunch of children who fucking make knee-jerk reactions at the smallest sign of shit. Also, because it's the modern gaming industry doesn't fucking care about them as a company regardless. You'll get a few videos about them every once in a while, and every time something negative about them pops up, though, it's the first fucking thing you'll see on their channel. And I'll be honest with you. I am more inclined to see a negative Nintendo video than a positive one, in the sense of, not every Nintendo game will ever get covered on somebody's channel, but a negative Nintendo video, something negative news related with Nintendo, always gets fucking covered. Always gets fucking covered. I don't know. But my stance on this is just wait and see. And I just really wish people would just calm the fuck down and wait. If it's as bad as you guys think it is, then fine. But when you have all this other stuff Nintendo's doing, it would make no sense for them to do this. It's not like they need the money. It's not like they're losing money anymore on either one of their consoles. So the question becomes, what was the problem originally? And no one can explain why. That's the other thing. You can't even give me a legit reason why that isn't based off of some type of speculation that you may or may not be wrong about. And that goes for me too. So I'm just saying, that's why I say sit in the middle until something happens. See how the intricacies of this is gonna work. See if you're still not able to make videos about other games, even though you may be affiliated with Nintendo. Could you still make videos about PlayStation 3 games or PlayStation 4 games or Xbox 360 or Xbox One games or PC games? See how specific it is and stop just running off of baseless claims. Now, if you're right, I'll be happy to sit here and admit, okay, yeah, this seems pretty shit. But if it's not, what happens then? Are you going to sit there and admit you're wrong, or are you just going to sit there and pretend like, oh, nothing happened? Like a lot of people like to fucking do when it comes to Nintendo shit. I don't know. That's just me. But this negative shit was pissing me off because it was based on theories and just shit that wasn't even true or shit that was confirmed. But that assumption, yo, people just run off the motherfucking assumptions and have a goddamn ball day. But anyways, this video's been going for 20 minutes. I'm done. I'm looking forward to Mario Kart 8. I'm excited about the whole Super Smash Bros. Invitational. I'm looking forward to the Nintendo digital event. And I hope that their console will get improved features like a messaging system, a better online infrastructure, just a better support in general. I hope the console to get better like every other console we want. Every console we want to improve. Every company we want to improve. Life's a game. Play to win. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.